Hello, Percy. It's amazing to have you here. And I would like you to tell us a little about who you are.
Okay. Um, I'm not sure I've ever been able to actually answer that question because I have a lot of, I'd say I have a lot of faces. I wear a lot of hats. But all of it is encompassed into a smart IT person.
Great.
So I think almost everything I do
Revolves
is,
around IT.
yeah, is trying to leverage technology.
That's beautiful. All right, today we'll be talking about digital burnout, escaping the always online culture. So, with this, what can you tell us about digital burnout? What do you understand by digital burnout?
When you put it that big grammar like that, it makes it really challenging. But in my own layman term, I think it's basically just uh, having being overcharged, or maybe performing a task too much, and you get tired. Maybe you get frustrated. At times, it's actually doing it repeatedly, and there are no results to what you're doing.
Okay, I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. For example, someone might actually feel this tired and don't realize that they are this tired. So to you, what could be a symptom to actually realize that this is the state in which you're finding yourself?
Personally, for me, sleep.
Okay.
When I notice that I'm sleeping more, I realize that I'm tired. The other thing is though it doesn't have to get to it, but I think the other thing is my eyes, right? There are days, there are seasons where they really get swollen. I mean,
That's a proof.
that's a proof that I've been on something. I might not be burned out from it, but it's a sign that I should take it down, I should tone it down, I should take some time off. And the other symptom is probably the feedback. Because
Okay.
when you get to do something repeatedly without taking proper rest, you discover that productivity is not at its peak again.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What could be the possible cause of this burnout? Like, what could you tell could be the cause of digital burnout to you?
I think I'd say two or three things.
Okay.
One is pressure, which is very common in this digital era. There is a lot of pressure outside. Social media is not making it easy for
Easy.
anybody.
And
So
to meet up.
there's that pressure that comes with being at his best. A few people I follow, they're always talking about who is better, who is girl, who is this, and so when you look at people and they tell you that you're this old and you've not been able to do this yet, you can be able to do you can be able to do this with as little as this. You want to prove them that yes, it's possible. There is that, and then there is hunger.
Okay.
So you might come from a very challenging background and you're like, you have a family you're trying to take care of. You have responsibilities, and you don't just think it's necessary to take a break, right? Because the bills are not taking any break. Your bills, you keep piling.
You just
If
want to meet up.
you have to meet up somehow.
Okay.
So there is that hunger, and then there's passion. There is passion in the sense that as an IT person, as someone in the tech industry, there is the normal 9 to 5 that everybody does. And then imagine on Saturday, a boss still has to call you to work. Like there is an emergency and you have to perform. You have to actually get there to actually salvage the situation. Realize that in as much as that's out of your working
way.
time and all that, you still have to find a way to get to the office. as most content creators will do, they really don't have time to rest like that, because if you get home now and then you get home now and you get a call with respect to a project that's really captivating,
You want to do.
you just have to find a way to get out.
So, like, is there an experience where you felt like, oh, I'm too into this thing, and then you realize yourself and you want to get out? Because there is another thing, realization. A lot of people don't even realize that they are going through that stress. So, is there been a point where you faced a situation and then you realized that, oh, at this point I just need to stop. I just need to pause and then catch my breath before I continue?
Yes. In this way, I think you face that almost every day. And then you have these triggering factors will now come in play, right? Like, you have to think again of the responsibilities you have. You have to think of your role you're playing in making sure things work, and all these. And that's why sometimes it's very easy to neglect the overwhelming desire to actually just take a pause. There are times I feel like taking social media breaks generally. Just leave Facebook, leave all these platforms, and just be alone without any of these.
Those.
Yeah, there have been those days, and then there are days from work, right? I think immediately after my degree program, I got an opportunity to do some work, which was really amazing. I mean, I know that I'm made for greatness. So when this came, I was like, this is that thing. I have to make sure this is putting in my very best, making sure that it's okay. As much as I knew that I am made for greatness, I felt like it came very early, so I had to,
reflect.
I had to find a way to meet up to it.
Okay.
The responsibilities were really enormous.
So much.
Yeah, so it was a 9 to 5, and given the fact that it was a tech role, I generally feel like tech people don't have 9 to 5s. I just feel that they have work. So you just have to be at work, because there are these, they called us at very odd hours. You have to respond to clients, you have to respond to challenging circumstances at work at odd hours. And it became so normal to me. I felt like it was just very normal to
be in that situation.
Exactly. 9 to 5. People do 9 to 5 and they feel it's too much time. But I was doing 13 hours. I was working 13 hours.
Wow.
Without anybody asking me, I just felt like, if this is the job I have to do, I better do it well. Yeah. I was working 13 hours. And mind you, I was working the least.
Man.
Given the fact that it was probably 8 hours and 8 hours working time frame, the people were doing 14, 15, and they didn't feel tired. They didn't feel stressed. But I was doing 13 and I still felt very normal. It's just after a while, I noticed that a lot of things around me were dying because I wasn't paying attention to any other thing. My health, my relationships, and all that. So, in as much as I realized this, there was still no way to stop.
Oh, that's a very challenging one, I think, for a lot of people, even to the least people that don't see it. Because, should I say personally, this stuff, you're in and out of it, and you don't realize. Talk less of the tech people themselves, their daily routine. So you realize that you're actually going through digital burnout, like you're suffering from that. So when you had your first, how was your first experience when you realized that? Did you just accept it, or you had to think over it again? Am I really going through this thing? How was it like to you?
Most of my burnouts, I would say most of the stuff I do with regards to the different, like I mentioned, with regards to different personalities I have, is fueled by passion.
Okay.
So, and that's a very bad place to find yourself, to be fueled by passion, because you will
You
never see
want
it.
to.
You will never see it. I I can say I had my first burnout. I did not realize it because it just felt like it's normal to be tired, right? And it just came at a point. But then I was trying to learn something new. I was trying to get into cybersecurity.
So it was an opportunity for you.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard of cybersecurity and wanted to get into it, it was fascinating. I would generally, from childhood, have been someone who is fascinated by tech, and I just wanted to also use the opportunity to say thank you to my dad because he saw that very early, and
Beautiful.
he kind of laid the foundations, supported, encouraged, motivated, and I mean, in different ways. Uh, But I think the first burnout officially came from games. If I recall well, it came from playing games because I loved games. I would play games for hours. GTA Vice and the rest. I would play them for 4, 5, 6 hours non-stop. And then when I got into cybersecurity, there was so much I had to consume within a very limited time to be able to assist people the way I really wanted to. So I mean, I did not realize it. I just felt that this is something I had to keep on. If there's something to learn, let's go. If there's something, and I feel like the environment also played a great deal to that because generally, for example, uh, where we find ourselves, there is the whole internet challenge. So you have to find a time that is very convenient to actually study or learn and do all that. Now, given the fact that I didn't have much, I had to find the most affordable internet bundles and time. So that, like, generally we have the whole 2 gigabytes for midnight to 6 a.m. So I generally had to use all of that time every day to learn, download new stuff, and then within the day I have to try it, get to people, and then give them feedback with regards to what I have done over the night. And given the fact that I was waiting for this feedback, it generally meant that I'll just be in this loop, right, until they respond. I have to keep on doing it. So the first burnout was a period of learning when I was trying to get into a space of cybersecurity.
So to you, it was actually media and all of this stuff to you was actually learning facilitation. Yes, I think. What about people that don't get to it often for that purpose? Maybe just for entertainment, but they're always on the screen. Like, how do they deal with situations like this? Because to you, you're pushed to, because it's a learning process to you. What about somebody that is not out to learn? How they get out of?
Screens are difficult to let go. Generally, from my experience, um, if I'm not on a screen to learn or work, I'm probably just there to pass time with movies because I do love movies, and I would say it comes from a place of laziness. I would put it that way because if you really have work or you have stuff you have to do, you'd find a way to deal with it. To deal with it. There are people who really know where they are going to, and they've decided to do it with their television sets and things like that because they feel that it's consuming a lot of their time. If it's for leisure, believe me, you have to deal with it, especially when you have responsibilities. Because there are days I really just want to sit in front of a television or in front of my laptop or desktop and just watch movies till I pass out or I sleep. But I cannot do that because
Occupied with work.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's not a client that is getting to me, it's probably someone who is going to bill me, right? Friends, family, and others. And in as much as to a certain degree it's not my responsibility, I have to actually live up to it. So trying to be better, trying to grow, discover that most of this, when you're growing, you would find a way to deal with it, especially if you're someone who is focused. So I would actually talk more about people trying to build a focus and build a goal or a system that permits them to actually sit and grow themselves, learn. If you discover that screens are something you want to, I mean, you're actually very much addicted to screens, find a way to learn from it. I think that's generally why there is tech. That's why the screens are there. It's a platform to learn. There's YouTube and a lot of other platforms that give you very vital and basic skills you can use to actually learn and grow. So when people utilize these platforms to just for leisure, in as much as, I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
refusing people
there are
for,
exceptions.
yeah, but they should be I mean, you should discipline yourself in that aspect, right? There should be that difference, that separation between the time you have to use to learn. There should be that time you have to use for leisure. I
Okay.
mean, find a way, a balance between all of it.
Okay, for you as a tech person, like this is what you're into, do you sometimes feel guilty of being offline? Like when you're not into that, do you feel guilty? Because that's what you use more of your time on. So when you're not on it, are you feeling guilty that, oh, I'm not connected, or I'm not into this, I'm not into that?
I feel guilty at some point. At some point, I don't. Generally, these days, I really don't feel guilty because tech has stolen a lot from me. Tech has stolen so much, and sometimes I try to find a way to get it back.
Okay.
Relationships, friends. There are a lot of stuff. When you get into the tech industry, you really don't have anymore. You don't even have
It
yourself.
just consumes you.
You just carried away by the fact that you have to deliver. And believe me, when people, like I said earlier, when you get to this, you're in this because of the passion, because you love it, that's a very bad place to be. It's you will keep on going. You will just, I mean, I remember there was a time I have a friend, I think he's going to watch this. Like for 5 years, I've constantly walked with a bag. When you see me anywhere, you see me with a bag.
Back.
So when I decided to take the other aspects of my life seriously, like I kept my bag at home and all these things, he was very surprised. Till date, he's still very surprised that I can actually
You can
walk
take
without
that out.
a bag. And when we meet, that's the first thing he asks. There are a lot of people like that. When we meet these days, they're like, Percy, where's your bag? It became
That's
like an
your
identity.
identity.
Exactly. It became like an identity because they always saw me. I mean, when I'm going, I've taken my laptop for a date. Like I'm going
Wow.
for a date and then I have it with me.
Real.
For somebody, that's really a very big turn off, right? I mean, it feels like a workaholic. You're
I
just out
mean,
to
you're
work
just
and
you just be die. So do you think that the tech industry encourages 24/7 online mindset? Like,
it doesn't. I personally, I don't.
okay,
I don't.
encourage.
It's taken a lot for me to get here to actually say I don't encourage it because if you asked me this question 2, 3 years ago, I might not have given you this very answer because you need rest. Like I said earlier, if you can't get this rest, you can't perform very well. If you constantly need to serve people and assist them get the help they need, you also have to think, you have to reflect, you have to be able to sit down and just get yourself sorted out, right? And there are other aspects of your life that you shouldn't let die because you're into
You
tech.
want to? That's
So
true.
you should find a way to have family
The
time. You should find a
balance.
way to balance. Generally, that's the word, balance. And most companies, most professional and established companies, or most companies that actually have their workers or employees at heart, would understand this and will ask you to take rest when you're tired, or when they notice that you're tired. That's generally the role of an HR, right? To understand when you actually, I mean, that's the role of your manager, not HR, to actually understand you,
Predict that.
read you, and say that you need this rest. Or, I mean, when you come up that you need rest, they actually should be able to
Give you
accept
permission for
or give
that.
you. Now that's something we don't have. I would really mention that it's something we don't have in our own country, because it's most companies, or most tech companies, are mostly out to just exploit young people.
Like just walk and
They
walk
just
and
walk.
walk
They
and
just
just
walk.
satisfy them.
On
Just do the
Saturdays that you're
work.
supposed to take day off, I mean,
You're
it's supposed to
called.
be you're still called. You can receive a call at as late as 10 p.m. to show up, and you still have to show up. Now it comes with the job. I'm not going to lie that it comes with the job.
Yeah.
Like there's this saying that goes that IT or tech roles are mostly out of working hours. It means that you have to you need to,
The main
yeah,
job
your
is
work
at the
starts
odd
after
hours.
working hours. So the major thing does not happen when you're on
You're
shift,
actually,
or
yes.
yeah, it starts when your work is done. And so but you have to find a balance, right? You have to, in as much as it comes with a huge challenge, because imagine going up to your HR one day or your manager and telling him that if you call me at 10 p.m., I'm not going to pick because I don't have to
I'm
work at 10
tired.
p.m.
I need to be resting.
You risk getting fired,
That's
because,
true.
and most people nowadays, before they hire you, they ask you,
Are you sure you can absorb the pressure?
you can work under pressure.
Okay, so what little habits helped you recover from burnout?
I rested more. I took more rest. Or I got to a point I discovered that my health
It's a risk.
was really important. And I think it comes with time. As you grow, as you evolve in the system, I mean, your priorities will shift. I got to a place where my health was very important for me, and I had to make it clear to my clients, I had to make it clear to my bosses and every other person that I might not be available at this time. And if at all I was not available and they were trying to get to me, I also found people that could step in, do the work. So I also started trying to develop myself personally, reading books, getting to building systems, and cultivating better habits. Because generally working without rest is not really a good habit. But like I say, when it comes from a place of passion, you will not really see it. It's until you're able to put all of the cards on the table
Before.
you can now.
Okay, what advice will you give to someone that is afraid to disconnect? Like you said, with passion, there's someone that can be so passionate that they don't even want to realize, and it might be too clear for them to see this burnout, but they don't want to accept it. So what advice can you give a person like that?
You will not die. You will not die. That work before you came into it was there.
That's true.
And you're going to leave.
And some other person will continue.
And it's very easy. I think that's one of the easiest things HR does, replacing people. So I would advise any young person to, in as much as you're taking your career, your life, anything around you serious, you should take your rest serious too.
Very important.
Take your rest very serious.
So if you had the opportunity to redesign social media or tech culture, what will you change? What would you like to change?
There's something I've done for all my platforms. Believe me, I don't really follow it that much, but there's something I've done for all my social media platforms. And it's helping me, because now I know that I'm the problem. The system is not the problem, right? It's just more about cultivating the habit, and it's putting restrictions Generally, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, I don't know about WhatsApp, but they have the ability to, you can set the timer for how long you want to use the
Spend on it.
application, you want to spend on it. For example, it gives you, what I did was I kept, it gives me a weekly feedback of how much time I've spent on the application. If I have spent 2 hours more, if I have spent an hour more a week than I did last week, I'll be notified, and then I'll have to find a way to cut it down. And then there is the whole sleep time
Okay.
that's available on these platforms as well. You can actually set your sleep time to probably 10 p.m., 9 p.m. It means that at that time, if you're on any of these platforms, it notifies you that it's your sleep time. And
You actually need to rest.
yes, you can actually shut down, or with most devices, they actually just pause the applications.
I think
They,
that's better.
yes, there is also screen time. You can actually monitor your. There are applications. I don't have one at the top of my head. There are applications that you can actually install on your phone to help you monitor your screen time and reduce it. Because the whole essence of monitoring is so that you can be able to know that this is the application that is consuming most of my time, and then cut it down. So if I were to actually reinforce this, the little challenge I've noticed, which is not really a challenge, is actually the fact that you can, even after being notified, you can just say skip, or you just cancel it, and then it goes. If I were a developer or someone who has built this application, I will reinforce it.
And it should just automatically
It should shut down.
go off.
Yes.
That's right.
Because I set it, and there are days that I really just, what I'm doing, I feel like it's really important, and I just,
Cancel and then
yeah,
continue.
I just continue. So I want this is I'm hoping that we can actually have one, but the chances are very slim because they are out to make business. It is a business platform, so. But if I were to be in charge, 10 p.m. all the applications go off and come back on 6 a.m.
But I think it should be a personal something because we have people that do work at odd hours. That's just time for their job.
Now you're the one who sets the time, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So you set the time and you tell when you're configuring it, you can say you're going to be available online from this time to this time.
Okay.
Or generally say that you're spending 3 hours on Instagram, 2 hours, depending on what you're doing, 45 minutes on Instagram, and once that time elapses, you disconnect.
Okay. It was nice having you, and I think we've gotten a lot about digital burnout. A lot of people, like a lot, especially youth, on media, not actually for the purpose of learning, but for other stuff that takes away their time, their energy, and you find people going through a lot of stress without them even realizing. And just like you've mentioned, it's more of personal decisions to take. It's just accepting that there can be something like that and then finding ways to shut it off. Thank you very much, and we will like to have you again in another session.
Hopefully. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me as well.
You're welcome.
It's amazing. It's amazing actually to just share my point of view on burnout as well. And I look forward to coming.
You're encouraged to watch our podcast on YouTube as Grace Lens Studio and on Facebook as The Voices by Us. And we'd like you to share your comments about digital burnout, your experiences, and what you've gotten from this session. Thank you.